Joining us now is our royal correspondent, Cameron Walker. Good to see you this morning, Cameron. So what's the latest? We know that these 3 members of staff are under investigation.
Yeah, we absolutely do. The Mail is also reporting that those 3 individuals have been suspended. Clearly, this is an incredibly serious situation for the hospital because accessing someone's private medical information without their consent and the hospital's consent could be, and possibly is, a criminal offence, because only the people who are directly involved in the treatment of the Princess of Wales should have access to that information. Now, the Information Commissioner's Office, which is the watchdog which oversees data protection in the United Kingdom, can carry out criminal investigations and prosecutions without the police. It's an offence under the Data Protection Act 2018 to obtain, disclose or retain personal data without the consent of what's called the data controller. So they are currently investigating. As to whether the Metropolitan Police would also get involved, that appears to be slightly unclear. Yesterday, the Health Minister, Maria Caulfield, suggested that the Metropolitan Police had been asked to investigate. A Metropolitan Police spokesperson says they're not aware of any referral at this stage. It appears that it depends how serious it is. If the police does prosecute or investigate, it will probably be alongside other laws rather than just data protection, i.e. what was the motive? Were they planning to sell that private medical information on, or were they just being nosy?
What strikes me with all of this is, and what horrifies me, frankly, is how this feels like Diana all over again, actually, this sort of invasion of privacy.
Yeah, and I think it appears that the alleged data breach happened after the princess had been discharged. And we know after the princess was discharged, that's when the social media rumours and hysteria really started to ramp up. I don't know a single person who I've spoken to over the last month who hasn't asked me, where is Kate Middleton? Where is the Princess of Wales? So it clearly is pretty mainstream now, I think, sparked by social media, people really wanting to know where she is. The truth of the matter is she's recovering, as Kensington Palace said she would. She will be back on public duties after Easter. We've obviously seen the video in The Sun this week of the Princess of Wales walking with her husband at the Windsor Farm shop.
Even that, with the fact that people say, oh, it's a body double.
Yeah, which is completely ludicrous, completely ludicrous. And I think what it is, this is just my theory, but people know online that they will get clicks if they put an outrageous social media rumour out there. They know they're going to get likes, follows, whatever. They get some kind of kick out of it. And that encourages them to do it further. It's similar to, as you say, in the 1990s with Diana and paparazzi knowing they can make tens of thousands of pounds from a single photograph of Diana because the papers at the time would pay for them and would pursue her quite dangerously. And then obviously it ended in tragedy. The UK papers do not get paparazzi photographs anymore because of that. It's kind of an unwritten rule. But social media at the moment has become a bit of a problem.
Yes, and do you think that that problem has spooked Kensington Palace or the royal family? Because there has been such a frenzy, hasn't there, around Catherine's health. And do you think this has highlighted that the royal family, the firm, aren't equipped to deal with social media? And although they can have relationships with royal correspondents such as yourselves, and they can control the narrative in that perspective on broadcast or perhaps on the papers, but it's social media and the millions of people spouting conspiracy theories. It's actually a lot more difficult to control.
The royal editor of the Daily Telegraph said a couple of days ago that Kensington Palace appears to have lost control of the narrative when it comes to the Princess of Wales, and I think that is due to social media. I suspect behind the scenes they are having serious conversations about how to adapt to this modern age, similar to how Buckingham Palace had to adapt to the television and radio age 30 years ago and the rolling news channels. Now it's social media. How you control social media, you can't control social media is the answer to that, but it's learning to manage it and adapt with it.
I can't remember the phrase now of Queen Elizabeth, but the whole say nothing.
Never complain, never explain.
That's the one. You almost need to go... I know they've been much more open with this, like they've been open about the King's health and all the rest of it, but actually, if you give people nothing, then you can just dismiss whatever rumours fly, can't you? The problem with this seems to be that they've provided a bit of information and then people just extrapolate.
Well, it's the lack of information, I think, when it comes to the Princess of Wales, and it's created a void online, and that void has been filled with all these unfounded social media rumours. You compare that to the King. He told us he had an enlarged prostate and was undergoing treatment at the London clinic, which we've been talking about. We know, by the way, it's understood that the King's medical records have not been accessed. But he also also said he had cancer. There seems to be less speculation about the King's health, other than a very unhelpful Russian media report a couple of days ago, compared to the Princess of Wales, because the Princess does, as is her right, really maintain that she wants privacy when it comes to her medical issue.
OK. Cameron, for now, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you very much. Now, we have had a response from the London Clinic. In a statement, they say everyone at the London Clinic is acutely aware of our individual, professional, ethical and legal duties with regards to patient confidentiality. We take enormous pride in the outstanding care and discretion that we aim to deliver for all of our patients that put their trust in us every day.
We have systems in place, they say, to monitor management of patient information, and in the case of any breach, all appropriate investigatory, regulatory and disciplinary steps will be taken. There is no place at our hospital for those who intentionally breach the trust of any patient or colleague.